Okay, let's dive into a question that, well, I'm pretty sure we've all asked ourselves. You know that moment when you look up from your phone and just think, what am I even doing right now? It's such a modern, personal, and frankly, super frustrating feeling. I mean, you know exactly the moment I'm talking about, right? You just picked up your phone to do one tiny thing, like check the weather or answer a quick text. And then you blink, and somehow 20 minutes are just gone. You're scrolling through a feed you don't even really care about, and that little voice in your head gets louder. Why am I still doing this?
All right, let's get right into it. That whole feeling, that's our starting point. Let's call it the scroll you didn't want. See, the thing is, this hardly ever feels like a conscious choice we're making. I mean, you don't sit down and think, you know what? I'm going to spend the next half hour just swiping through nonsense. No way. It's more like you get swept into a current. It's not a strong, violent one, but it's just persistent enough to pull you away from what you actually meant to do. So, what makes that current so darn powerful? Well, to figure that out, we've got to look at this massive conflict that's happening inside our brains all day, every day. It's basically a showdown between fast rewards and slow rewards. And this right here, this is where it all clicks. So on one side, you've got scrolling. It's pure instant gratification, takes basically zero effort, and you're pretty much guaranteed that little dopamine hit. But on the other side, you've got real life, right? Things like finishing a big project, learning a new skill, or hey, even just cleaning the kitchen. The payoff for those things, it's way down the line, it takes a ton of effort, and you're not even sure it'll feel that good in the end. You know, when you lay it out like that, it's kind of obvious why one of those options wins out so often, isn't it? But to really get it, we need to peek under the hood and look at the actual logic your brain is running. Think about it. Your brain is basically an ancient, super efficient calculator. Its programming has been refined over millions of years with one main directive: save energy. So every second of every day, it's running this very simple, very old calculation: effort versus reward. And here's how that math actually works out. Step one, scrolling. That's super low effort for a super fast reward. Okay. Step two, the real thing you're supposed to be doing. That's high effort. And the reward is way later. So step three, who's the winner? It's always going to be the path of least resistance. For your brain, it's a no-brainer. It's just simple math. And this is so important to get. This isn't you being weak or having some kind of modern-day character flaw. Your brain isn't being lazy. It's actually running a very old, very effective survival program. Its job is to grab the quickest relief and save up energy, just in case. It's not a bug in your system, it's a feature. But let's be honest, even knowing all that, it doesn't feel like some brilliant survival strategy in the moment, does it? Nah. Instead, it just kicks off that same old internal monologue, that critical voice in our heads, the voice of self-blame. Does this sound familiar? Ugh, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just stop? It's that feeling of frustration, of why you can't just put the phone down and do the thing you're supposed to be doing. It's a really isolating feeling, but trust me, we have all been there.
Okay, but this is maybe the most important part of this whole conversation. What if that question, what's wrong with me, is the completely wrong question to be asking? What if we could just reframe this whole thing? To see it not as a failure, but as your brain being, well, efficient.
And I really want you to hear this next part. Your brain isn't broken. It's not failing you. It's actually running its ancient programming perfectly. This is the absolute core of it. Your brain isn't weak. It is just ruthlessly efficient. When it sees two paths, one that's hard and uncertain, and one that's easy and guaranteed to provide relief, it's going to choose relief every single time. It's simply the most logical, energy-saving choice on the table. And if you can accept that, it kind of changes everything, doesn't it? Because if your brain is just doing its job, then the scrolling itself isn't the problem. It's just a symptom. It's a signal. So a signal of what exactly? Well, it could be a few things. Maybe it's a signal that you're just plain tired, mentally or physically wiped out. Or maybe it's a signal of overwhelm, that the thing you need to do just feels way too big to even start. And a lot of the time, it's a signal of avoidance, that you're trying to dodge an uncomfortable feeling that the real task is bringing up. To put it really simply, that endless scrolling is just your brain's most efficient way of waving a little white flag. It's its way of saying, hey, I can't. This is too much right now. I just need a break. And that's really where we're going to leave it. See, the goal here was never about some 5-step plan to quit your phone forever. Maybe the real first step, the most powerful one, is just to listen. So the next time you get swept up in that current, instead of getting mad at yourself, maybe just pause and ask a much gentler question. What is my scrolling trying to tell me right now?